What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Sean from 4GLU, 4 Geeks Like You, and you're now tuned in to my review of Danganronpa, Episode 3, titled Kill and Live. Danganronpa. So this episode starts off with Naegi, and we know that Naegi is about to be judged because in the last episode they think that he killed Mizuno because, you know, the whole switching room thing and the knife and everything. Obviously, it looks like Naegi did it. But when the classmates get down here, you know, they're in the circle in the courtroom and everything, and Naegi is basically being slaughtered or basically being hammered because everybody's like, well, you have to be the one who did it, blah, blah, blah. But they start throwing out proof, and the proof mainly comes from Kigiri. And Kigiri is the one who looks like she's in Naegi's corner. Like, she's throwing out proof. We don't really know if she's like, hey, I want to be your buddy, or hey, I see something in you, and you look like you can pull through this, blah, blah, blah. You know, the typical anime girl and boy stuff. But right now, it looks like she's the one who's throwing out proof. And, you know, they're like, well, Naegi wrote the letter. Didn't he? No, actually he didn't. Mizuno didn't. She invited someone in. So, you know, after they decipher everything and come down to the conclusion, it's really cool how they do it, actually, because it's like a video game, so to speak. They're like arguing back and forth, especially when they're breaking it down. And Nike's like, well, the killer had to have done this and taken the shirt and thrown the ball at this to open up the incinerator, blah blah blah. And then they come to the killer, and the killer was fairly obvious. Mind you, I didn't play the game beforehand, so I don't know anything about this, but what the killer had on just made it like, why is he wearing that? So the killer turned out to be Kawada, Leon Kawada. And, you know, Leon has this white shirt with this blood on it, and I can't remember from the first episode if he actually had that on, but that is his trademark, I assume, the red shirt. But it was just a giveaway. It was just standing out too much. I was like, this guy has to be the main killer for this episode. So, of Mizuno, actually. So, it turns out that Kawada is the killer. And, you know, he's like, well, no, that's retarded. I'm not the killer. And Naegi's just slaughtering him. No, you did this, you did that, you did that. No, I'm not the killer, I'm not the killer. Blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, he admits it at the end that, you know, it was like self-defense and he had to kill it. He had to kill Mizuno because Mizuno was attacking him. But the principal wasn't trying to hear that. Mono wasn't trying to hear that. He was like, well, regardless of the thing is that they found out who you were. And the rules are that if you're found out to be the guilty one, you've got to die. So, yeah, he dies. And when he's judged, I mean, like, Mono was like, well, I have a special execution for you. Here, check this out. I literally cringed over an anime. I was like, "Oh, what the? No, like a magic steel balls hitting you, and you can't defend. You can't block your face. Like, you know, normally you'd be like, fuck it, I'll just block it, and I'll get the balls break my hand or whatever. Eventually, I'll die. But at least I could block it. So imagine that all hitting you all over your body. You're like, what the fuck? I actually, like I said, I actually cringed. And I was like, oh shit, man, damn, I feel your pain. They didn't show what his body looked like after that, but let me tell you, 1,000,000 of those steel balls, I hate saying that, hit him all over his body. Hit him all over his body. So imagine the pain of what his body must have looked like. You're talking about muscles being torn because they're continuously, wow, being hit and broken. So you can imagine what he looked like. But they just gave you a silhouette of him still being hung there because he was contained. So his body would still be there, but it just probably looks real fucked up. But nevertheless, he's dead. And at the end of the anime, they show Kigiti and Nike talking, and you can tell that they're gonna be like a little bond relationship thing going there. Not saying girlfriend and boyfriend, but you can tell that these two are gonna be the main focus of this anime, or the main two survivors. But overall, I definitely enjoyed this episode. It didn't leave the courtroom, and it didn't like really pull you out of it, because it stayed there. You saw the students rebuttaling each other and saying you did it. No, breaking it down. It was really cool. All those segments were really cool, and I definitely enjoyed it. I give this episode a 5 out of 5. So yeah, guys, if you're not watching this, definitely check it out. It's worth a watch. It comes out every Friday. Definitely stream it, download it, whatever you want to do. But definitely give it a watch. Okay, this is Sean from 4JLU, 4 Geeks Like You. Stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll see you guys later. He's dead.